You know, when we look inside, we're told that we are an image of everything. We're made of B'Tselem Elohim. We're in the image of the infinity, right? So it's very strange. You look inside, it looks like you're just a person in there, just an isolated thing. But by looking into our minds and hearts this Shabbat, and led by our Teen Tefillah team, know that you're getting a glimpse of the all as we begin our service.
We all got a life to live, we all got a gift to give. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring, we all got a song to sing. Just open your heart and let it out. When I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
We all got a tale to tell, we all gotta speak it well. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb, we all got a truth to find. Just open your heart and let it out. Yeah. When I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Breshit bara Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. All our hopes, all our dreams. Breshit bara Elohim. Just one of us. B'Tselem Elohim. Breshit bara Elohim. All our hopes, all our dreams. Breshit bara Elohim. Each one of us. B'Tselem Elohim.
Yeah.
When I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Cantor Smolesh started our service talking about the Teen Tefillah team and the incredible music they bring. I must tell you, something incredible happens while they're singing. And it has to do with the parents of anybody singing a solo. They hold their breath for the entire solo. And then afterward, they pant again like they're back in. It's amazing to watch. So next solo, just look around. If somebody's holding their breath next to you, they're guaranteed related to the person singing. But speaking of holding our breaths, some of us hold our breaths to celebrate incredible birthdays. And we celebrate 50s. I just turned 50 a few weeks ago. We turned 60, 70, and tonight we are celebrating a very special part of our congregation who is celebrating her 100th birthday. And so today we are so blessed to have Lillian Schwartz along with her daughter, Enid. Is Enid right over there? Enid, are you here? No, just Lillian, without her daughter. She can do it on her own. We'll be celebrating by leading us in our Shabbos candles.
What?
We can all do it together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu lehalikne shel Shabbat.
We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 34.
Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Shamor bezachor, beribu rechad, hishmiyanu el hamyuchad, Adonai yechad, u'shemo echad, Hashem u'tiferet v'litila.
Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem minei sucha, sof maaseh b'machshavatila.
Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Boi b'shalom, atzeret bala, gam b'simcha, u'zola, toch emunei, am segula, boi chala, boi chala.
Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Dodi,
Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Everybody,
Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Our service continues with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 42. 42. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Almadi hivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kahari v'yimeru yehesh me Rabba mevorach לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשיו אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דהמירן בעלמה וימרו. We rise together, page 44. La 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 Baruchu et Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Leolam Vaed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Leolam Vaed.
On page 47, in the middle of the page, we pray together in the English. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, eternal source of the universe, whose word makes evening fall, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding makes the ages pass and the seasons alternate, and whose will controls the stars as they travel across the sky. Creator of day and night, you roll back light before darkness and darkness before light. You cause the day to pass, bring on the night, and separate between day and night. The God of hosts is your name, living and eternal God. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O God. Page 49. We are loved by an unending love. We are guided by the still small voice within us. We are loved by an unending love. A ner tamid to be tended from generation to generation. And a gentle love. Giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives. And of all the generations who have embraced their covenant.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed.
Please be seated as we continue over the page. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך
בדיבת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Having the Teen Tefillah team with us, the Shabbat gives us a little bit of a taste of what it must have been like at the sea when we were singing and dancing for joy, having crossed through, having experienced this miracle. The only thing is that you guys get the view. We have to figure out who each singer is from the back of their heads, which is a bit of a challenge. But we sing together with joy and celebration with our Teen Tefillah team as we turn to page 62 for Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש.
וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We read together in the middle of page 64. Cause us, our Creator, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O sovereign God, to renewed life and peace. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and be our shield of mercy and of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat v'shameru לעשות את השבת
לדורותם
לדורותם
ברית עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל
את השבת
השבת
ושמרו
לעשות את השבת
לדורותם
לדורותם
ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל
את השבת
השבת
ושמרו לעשות את השבת לדורותם
לדורותם
ברית עולם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
Rise together on page 68.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agidei latecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor veHanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Ha'akol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imaot, Umevi Geula livnei bneihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Together at the bottom of page 69. Prayer invites us to let God's presence suffuse our spirits, to let God's will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
As you're seated, we pray silently.
nothing I can think of more healing, more filled with spirit and kavanah and intention and godliness than hearing our future sing up here and lead us in prayer. And so as we turn to the words of Misha Berach on page 83, we harness that energy, that movement, that momentum. We pray for healing for our loved ones, for ourselves, a full and complete healing of the body and a healing of the spirit, page 83.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor haberacha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. I love my new car. Now, those of you who know me well know that for me, this is an extraordinary statement. I am not a car guy. I did not grow up in Detroit and somehow missed that car guy gene that so many of my friends around here seem to have inherited. I do not care how fast I can go from 0 to 60, or how many horses, speeds, or cylinders my vehicle might boast. I don't care what color it is, what options it has, or if the seats are cloth or leather. I have always thought of an automobile as a way to get from point A to point B, period. But I do love this car. You see, it is a wholly electric vehicle, a Chevy Bolt. And I plug it in the evening, and the next day, it just drives. Without noise, without exhaust fumes, and for as long as I would ever need it to go, over 200 miles on a single charge. I mean, for the very first time ever last week, I passed by a Costco without stopping for gas. A machaya. And by the way, it actually goes quite fast and is a lot of fun to drive, but I did not get up here to deliver a paid commercial announcement for Chevrolet. Instead, while driving my electric Bolt for the first time, I realized that this is not the first electric vehicle in Jewish history. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Elon Musk is Jewish. He created the Tesla. I couldn't afford a Tesla, or I'd have a Tesla. But he wasn't even close. Some of you may remember that an electric vehicle actually held the land speed record until around 1900, and there were several versions of EVs on the road as early as the mid-1800s. Still, I would argue that the very first electric vehicle appeared a good many years before even that. The year 592 BCE was a bad time for the Israelite people. The Babylonian exile had already begun, and 6 short years later, in 586 BCE, the Holy Temple in Jerusalem would be destroyed. So it was in 592 that an exiled priest by the name of Ezekiel was somehow transformed into a prophet. And he had an amazing vision. In this vision, he saw a chariot in the sky with 4 wheels, and over each wheel were cherubim, angel-like creatures. Sitting atop the chariot was a throne, and on the throne sat the Holy One of Blessing, the King, God, him or herself. This chariot, Ezekiel claimed, could fly in any direction at God's behest. If God willed the vehicle to go left, it went left. If God willed the vehicle to go right, it went right. It was, I guess, a self-driving chariot. And get this, according to the biblical text, there was chashmal coursing over this heavenly vehicle. And what is chashmal in Hebrew? Electricity. A biblical bolt, if you will, the very first electric vehicle in history. But let's take a step back and note that Ezekiel's vision of God sitting on a throne conveyed on a chariot violates the very foundational principle upon which our religion is built. I mean, here is an Israelite prophet, in the Bible no less, claiming to have seen a physical manifestation of God. That can't be right. Isn't it true that for a Jew, this is the biggest no-no of them all? We believe in a God that cannot be seen. And yet here is one of our key prophets claiming that he has indeed seen God in physical form as a king, sitting on a throne, riding around on a chariot. This image is so enigmatic, in fact, that back when I was in rabbinical school, scholars were writing academic treatises suggesting that Ezekiel must have been on some kind of hallucinogenic drug. I even remember one particular article by a biblical scholar with some psychological training opining that Ezekiel was suffering from a particular schizophrenic behavioral disorder. Even the mystics of the Kabbalah recognized that something was sorely amiss here. And since they loved to utilize such problematic passages, such koshis as they were called, as broken windows through which they could break into God's mansion, or perhaps in this case into God's garage, they created an entire cult surrounding this very text known as Merkava mysticism, chariot mysticism. For them, an incongruity in the biblical text this glaring was like an open portal through which they could transport themselves to the very presence of the divine. Personally, however, I have no such misgivings about Ezekiel's vision. For if we study the historical conditions surrounding his prophecy, we will see that Ezekiel was neither crazy, nor high, nor even in a mystical trance when he envisioned God as riding on a flying electric chariot. In fact, given the historical circumstances, I would argue that Ezekiel's vision was actually the epitome of rational pragmatism. You see, before that time, the people of Israel believed that God resided in a fixed place, that God's presence had an address, if you will, and that address was the Beit Mikdash, the holy temple in Jerusalem. After all, God had schlepped through the desert with them in a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire, carried along in the portable tabernacle, which, when the Beit Mikdash was built, was placed in the Holy of Holies, the inner sanctum of the temple. But now, Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians had come and begun to exile the people. Worse, as a prophet, Ezekiel predicted that they were actually going to destroy the holy temple, God's home. No temple, no place for God to live, no religion, the end of the line for the Israelite people. But no, Ezekiel's vision assured them, God is not stuck in one place. God has a Chevy Bolt, and a flying one at that. God can come with us into exile. And lo and behold, that is exactly what happened. God came with the people into Babylon. The religion held fast and maintained itself even in exile, so that Cyrus the Great could arise and invite them to return and rebuild the temple under the leadership of Ezra and Nehemiah. So why do I bring all of this to you now, besides the opportunity to brag about my new Chevy Bolt? It is because I feel that we are in another Ezekiel's chariot moment in history. No one is destroying our holy temple necessarily, but a church in Texas was just attacked by yet another homicidal madman. There is no Nebuchadnezzar, but there is a Vladimir Putin who does seem to be interfering with the legitimacy of our democracy. There is no exile, but there is alienation. There is no destruction, but there are nuclear weapons pointed at us from North Korea. It is enough to make one want to curl up on the couch and hunker down in the fetal position for about a decade or so. But that is not the way of Ezekiel. After all, the problems that he faced were as foreboding as those that face us today. He was in exile from his home. His temple was destroyed. His nation shattered. His life's work seemingly at an end. So what did he do? He looked upward. And in so doing, he electrified not only his chariot, but indeed his people with new hope, new ideas, new concepts, and new solutions. They could fly. They could make their faith portable. They could stay together so that one day they would be able to rebuild. Sometimes I like to see God not as a chariot, but as a jungle gym. And when the kids are being mean to me in the playground, it gives me a framework with which to pull myself out of the fray, to look around with new perspective, and then eventually to lower myself back into the maelstrom, better able to handle the bullies and the challenges and the fears of everyday life. And that is how I suggest we utilize God's electric chariot in our world today. When you are feeling low, like things are hopeless, grab onto Ezekiel's chariot and fly. When you are feeling beaten down, as if nothing you do will make a difference, use prayer to energize yourself. Tap into some of that divine electricity. When you want to give up, recognize that there is always a way out of exile from yourself. Sometimes it is just a matter of looking up and having a vision. After all, you never really know how the world might change. And more importantly, you never know how you might change the world. In 50 years, we may all be flying around in electric vehicles powered by the sun, emitting no exhaust, pollution, or smog. And in that day, if you were to ask your rabbi how he likes his new car, his response might be, "What's a car? Is it anything like my new electric chariot?" Shabbat shalom.
Then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today. Kedosha,
each one of us.
Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. Each one of us must start to heal.
Each one of us must sing the
Each one of us
song.
must do the work.
Each one of us must right the wrong.
Each one of us must build the home.
Each one of us must hold the home.
Each one of us.
Each one of us.
Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha.
It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream.
If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream.
If you are a temp, then
Kedosha,
we're Nitzavim. We
Kehila,
stand here today and
Kedosha,
remember the dream. If
Kehila,
you are a temp, then
Kedosha,
we're Nitzavim. We
Kehila,
stand here today.
Kedosha. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai.
Kehila Kedosha.
My only question for Rabbi Edwab is, can the Chevy bolt? How many car seats can you fit in the back? Like more or less than? It's my pleasure now to invite up a member of our executive committee to share this evening's announcements. I'm sure his joke about the sermon will be better than mine. Where's Michael Curhan? You can do it now. No, come on.
I'm not doing my electric car joke. Shabbat Shalom. Great things are happening at Temple Israel. A few highlights. This Monday, November 13th, join us at the Ask Luncheon and meet Karina Ben-Noon. Karina is a University of California law professor, and she'll be discussing her book, great title, Your Fatwa Does Not Apply Here, Untold Stories from the Fight Against Muslim Fundamentalism. What a provocative title about an important topic. It will be a fascinating lunch and learn opportunity. Please join us. Another book opportunity. This Tuesday, November 14th, it's Girls' Night Out with author Jessica Fishman as she discusses her book, Chutzpah and High Heels, The Search for Love and Identity in the Holy Land. Another great title. She will present a seldom-seen snapshot of Israeli culture and highlights the importance of Jewish pluralism. There will be a pre-glow at 6:30 with always wine, hors d'oeuvres, and dessert, and the main event will start at 7:30. On Sunday, November 19th at 7 o'clock p.m., join us for the Shmir concert with renowned dual pianists Claire Abersold and Ralph Niesing. Described as a consummate practitioners of pianism. Try saying that 3 times fast. Practitioners of pianism. Do not miss this fabulous four-hands performance on November 19th. Wondering what to do with those winter coats in your closet? Temple Israel is partnering with Tappers for their annual winter coat, hats, gloves, and boot drive. Collections will continue at Temple until the end of November for distribution by mid-December. Please help us if you're able. Now I'm going to go a little off script tonight, which I know makes our clergy a little nervous. If anyone needs plans for Thanksgiving or just doesn't feel like watching our Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving, I have an alternative. Call it part of Temple's commitment to audacious hospitality. My wife might kill me, but I want to invite each of you to my daughter Jessica's wedding. That's right. One small caveat. The wedding is on Thanksgiving in Israel. Our daughter Jessica lives in Israel and will be marrying an Israeli Itzik on Thanksgiving Day, so you're all invited. And no, we won't be serving turkey, not even turkey shawarma. But everything else is included, except airfare. Another small caveat. You're on your own there. And for those of you who can't make it to my daughter's wedding, I hope you can make it to our Kiddush, which is not as far as it is just in the atrium after services tonight. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and Jessica and Itzik, let me wish each of you Shabbat Shalom.
We turn now to the conclusion of our service, and as we invite everyone in the congregation, age 11-ish and younger, to come up, help us open the ark, and receive a special Shabbat treat. Can we rise together and turn to page 189 for Aleinu?
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those we have loved and lost, members of our community who have died in the last 30 days. To Helen Edelman, to Jack Edelman, Hy Blinder, Sherry Kale, Jeffrey Eaton, Jacqueline Eckhouse, Elaine Garcia, Francis Goldberg, Harold Gottlieb, Carl Kirschner, Mark Klinger, Barbara Crone, Max Markzone, Val Resnick, Helene Robbins, Milton Rottenberg, Nettie Rottenberg, Rita Steinberg, Jeff Stolberg, Zachary Wallace, Michael Weinberg, Michael Weiner, Victor Weidenbaum, Harvey Wolf, and John Zumbrunnan. We also remember the names of our loved ones who died at this time in years past: Celia Berkeley, Suzanne Feldstein, Max Fry, Jack Galinsky, Nathan Gans, Louis Gom, Sylvia Hirsch, Jack Eisenberg, Jane Gloria Kelman, Ruthie Levine, Sandy Lutz, Harold Michaels, Hyman Rocklin, Norman Rosenfeld, Mabel Schneider, David Schoenberger, Edith Steinberg, Julia Saul Taylor, Lindsay Jane Vandera, Arthur Wolf, Robert Wallach, Harry Weinstein, Bernard Edwards, Harold Miller, Norman Golden, Saul Stein, Helen Wallach, Joan Applefield, Cynthia L. Rubin, Noah Posner, and Saul Weiner. We remember them with love, and we honor them with the holy and ancient words of Kaddish on page 199 as we rise together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yanlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May God send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say.
We turn to page 204, and we thank our Teen Tefillah team for a beautiful, beautiful service, and we conclude with Salam, with Od Yevo Shalom.
Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, Odevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam. Shabbat shalom.